What scriptures? Yeah, but I don't teach that. I don't teach that. I have scriptures that say that Cornelius was not an Edomite. Straight up. You know what I mean? So, because, when you look at certain things, I mean, it is what it is. Either the Most High know them or he don't know them. Either he know these nations or he don't know these nations. Now, let's get right to the point. Let's Amos 3:1-2. So Amos 3, the 3rd chapter, the 1st verse and the 2nd verse. It say, hear this word that the Most High has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up out of the land of Egypt. That's all 12 tribes, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. Now show me what the Most High says in this Bible. Now I know the Edomites. Now I know the Edomites. I mean, I can show you. Look. I mean, it's here. I mean, that's what I say. When you understand the chosen scriptures and salvation, the basics, then it's no doubt about it. How do you intertwine these other people, these other nations? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Isaiah 40:17. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity. Come on, that's nothing. Less than nothing, he says. Less than nothing? What's less than nothing? Verse 15. I mean, behold. Listen. It say, behold. Hey, brother, you got to Shemaiah, man, because or mute your phone, man. Hit *6. You're gonna be laughing like that, because the class is not like that. Because while you laughing, you can't hear the scriptures. I understand, I mean, I know it's funny, but mute your phone. Hit *6. It says, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket. It's all of them, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. Now, this is Isaiah the 40th chapter. So they say, oh, let's talk about everybody. No, let's see what he says in Isaiah 40:1. Comfort ye my people. That's the children of Israel. Said the Most High, speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, to Israel, the Israelites. Inquire unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned. For she hath received of the Most High's hand double for all her sins. So you show me in the scriptures where these other nations, especially the Edomites, have received double for all their sins. They haven't. But they are. Because it's prophesied that they're going to receive double, because we are the ones that have been judged. Now, where are the Edomites that's jumping up saying, hey, Caesar Borgia is a lie? We got to tear that down. We got to tear it up. TBN is on every day, ain't it? 24/7. Where they at? What are numerous Edomites that's tearing down the fact that they're not the children of Israel, and we not Gentiles grafted in among them, because that's what they taught us, that we were grafted in among them, because we don't have the sense enough to ask, who are we grafted in among? But you ask that question, they're telling you that you're a Gentile grafted in among them, but they're not the chosen. So now, when is this happen? Revelation 18. Yes. It says in let's look at start at verse 1. And after these things, Revelation 18:1, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory, full power. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, is become the habitation of devils, deceitful and evil people, right here in America, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. That's Babylon the great. That would be Babylon, the mightiest of Babylon. Right? So all nations have drunk of the wine of wrath of her fornication. The things that she has brought forth, that's untrue, that's unrighteous according to the Most High. That's why nobody answered when I said, name me one righteous thing. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. Yeah, they following right along with all the ways that America has brought forth. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. That's why I said when they had that longshoreman strike, all the nations' ships were all lined up for the amount of time that they had the strike. You see an abundance of merchandise on all these ships, and they flying it in. They bringing it forth in the ships and so forth. They waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. Now, it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. Her sins. Her sins. Babylon, her sins. Babylon sins. And that you receive not of her plagues. Let you know Babylon gonna be plagued. Okay? Babylon gonna be plagued. Verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. That's why I remember, we just read, what do we get for our iniquity? We got double for our iniquity. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you. Verse 6. And double, just like we got double, that's fair. And double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled to her double. So all the heinous things that she hath done, she's going to get double for the heinous crimes and the things that she hath done, that her sins have reached unto heaven. Who is this Babylon? Look at Psalms 137. Who is this Babylon that's talking about here? Let's look. Psalms 137 and 7. Psalms 130. You taking notes?
Yes, I am. I also want to ask you.
Wait a minute. No. I'm not. No, I ain't jumping around. I'm dealing with one thing at a time. Because that's confusion.
No.
Psalms.
It's not this is something. This is a scripture that they use to back it up, but I think it will give me a clearer understanding because, they like to use Amos chapter 9, verse 12.
Okay, we can go there. We can go there. We got to do one thing at a time, though. Everything got to be done decent and in order. You jumping around, I'm not going to jump around. That's how they do. That's what they do. We're not doing that.
Okay.
We're going to deal with, we're going to answer what it is that this Babylon is talking about. First and foremost, Babylon the Great. So it says, Psalms 137 and 7. It says, remember, O Most High, Mashiach Yahushua, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. This is what they did when the Babylonians came to take us into captivity for 70 years. This is what our fraternal twin brother did. Burnt down our temples, burnt down our places, just like they did the Moors that ruled Spain for about 700 years. Burned down their houses, burned down their ships, and cut off their heads and put them on stakes. Same thing. Say, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Who is this? Who is Edom? O daughter of Babylon. You see it? Remember, O Most High, verse 7, the children of Edom. Who is Edom? Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed. They're the new Babylon, which comes from a Hebrew word, babal, which means confusion. So it said, O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. So I say, their sins are reached into heaven, the Most High looking down upon them. It says, happy shall he be that taketh and dashes thy little ones against the stones. Like they dashed our little ones to stones. That's what it says. So, in the end, it says, that's what he said he going to do. So, it tells us in 2nd Ezra, since we went to Isaiah 40 and 17, all nations before him are as nothing and less than nothing, and vanity. Let's see what it says in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, the 54th verse. See, and after these, Adam also, whom thou made of the power of all thy creatures. We just read about that in Genesis the 1st chapter. Genesis the 1st chapter. Of him come we all, because we all come from Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Noah is a descendant of Adam. It says, and the people also whom thou hast chosen, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. Say, all this have I spoken before thee, O Most High, because thou madest the world, the whole world, for our sakes, for the children of Israel's sake. And as for the other people, which also come of Adam, this talk about all the other people. Thou hast said that they are nothing. Now he goes a little deeper. But be like unto spittle. Spit. You can't get no deeper than that. For if you require a sign without him saying they less than nothing and vanity, he said they be like unto spittle. And as liken the abundance of them as to a drop that falleth from a vessel. We just read this. Showing you how it all goes together. Now going to 2nd Ezra the 6th chapter, we're going to start at the 7th verse. It said, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? So we talk about the end of this world we in now and the world that's going to follow afterward. And he said unto me, from Adam, from Abraham, going all the way back to Abraham, unto Isaac, because Abraham had Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, going all the way back to Genesis the 25th chapter, the 25th verse, and the 26th verse, when Jacob and Esau were born. Of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, because they was battling in the womb. Who's going to be the first child to come out that's going to get the inheritance of the everlasting life? Esau came out first, but he sold his birthright. He sold it for some red, uncooked meat. For Esau is the end of the world. For Esau is the end of the world. That means Esau would have to be ruling when? In the end of the world. And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So you feel that we ruling? Heck no. We're going to rule after Mashiach Yahushua come and set these nations down. So how is it that, you're looking at how somebody could pull a scripture, and one scripture, you get understanding through the precepts, not through one scripture. And they're going to say that this is the way it is? Nah, I've heard that before. I've heard also, thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. That was the time that he told us that we couldn't do that. But how do they deal with this? I mean, Romans 9:13. I mean, there's too many clear indications of who it's talking about. Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob, who was the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, have I loved. This is the only way in the Bible that it says he loved a nation. He said, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? Most High forbid. There's no unrighteousness with the Most High. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So there is not of him that willeth. So he's going to have mercy on who he's going to have mercy on. And compassion on who he's going to have compassion on. You got to hear what he's saying. So then, and this is the New Testament, it's saying, so then it is not of him that willeth, because he want this mercy, nor of him that runneth, no matter where they run to try and get this. It says, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. Okay? So who you say you're going to have mercy on? Huh? You're going to have mercy on Jacob. So you look at it as a time, you had what we call the law of the strangers. During the time when we came out of Egypt, we couldn't go to war with these nations that had already been building. We was like in captivity. So these nations were outside of being in captivity like we were for not following the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, and they were more stronger than us and mightier than us. But this is what he says. Matter of fact, let's go into the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary and look up Edom. Wow, that's the spirit. It went right to it. That has to be the spirit. Open it up and you're right there. All praise to the Most High. It says Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgment. This is what they know. This is from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Once again, it says Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments. See, note, and give scriptures to back it up. Let's look at it. See, notably, Isaiah 34, 5 and 6, and Isaiah 63 and 1. It says, she is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High. Read it again. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High. That's what they said. They know. Now let's look at the scripture that they gave. Isaiah 34 and 5. Let's get some understanding on that. This what we're not telling you this. This is what they know. You know how you believe the white man. The white man is everything. So let's see what the white man says. Because most people believe in whatever he say. He the one that set up the curriculum. He the one that have your mind the way it is. As far as whatever you went through in school, you know, to a doctorate degree. Or how many degrees you have. He's the one that set up the curriculum. Let's see what it says concerning what he knows concerning himself of future judgments. Isaiah 34 and 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. And this heaven is talking about right here on the earth. Because you got three heavens. You got power, rule, and authority on the earth. You have the firmament or the ozone layer, which is the sky, the second heaven. And you have the third heaven, the fourth dimension, where the Most High and the angels dwell. He said, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. So who is Idumea? So when you read these scriptures, you got to know what it's talking about. That's why I go back to the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary and we look up Idumea. And this is what they say. Idumea, pertaining to Edom. Greek and Roman name for Edom. So his sword going to come down upon Edom. It shall come down upon Idumea, that's Edom, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. That's right. Say this is what they gave us. And that curse is leprosy. They say the sword of the Most High is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams, for the Most High hath a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea, wherever they are, representing Edom. You got a great slaughter in the land of the Edomites. It says, verse 8 says, for this is the day of the Most High, Mashiach Yahushua's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. You hear that? For the controversy of Zion. Who is this Zion talking about? Isaiah 51:16. And I have put my words in thy mouth, and I have covered thee in the shadow of mine hand, that I may plant the heavens, and lay the foundations of the earth, and say unto Zion, thou art my people. So that Zion, so you got to know who it's talking about as these scriptures, because it's like I say, you can understand through the precepts. Precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little. So Zion is the Most High's people. We know the Most High's people are the 12 tribes of Israel. This is what they gave us. So now, going to Isaiah 6, they gave us Isaiah the 63rd chapter 2. This is what they gave us. So, I mean, no matter what anybody want to try and bring in, they know this. The elite know this. The average person don't know this because they don't know the spirit of the Most High. Isaiah 63:1, this is what they gave. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? Basra is the capital city of Edom. That's the land that the Most High gave them. You know, when you understand it, it's a mountainous land. Like Esau was given the mountains. Mount Seir, Mountain Seir. What's the last place of origin that they mostly come from? All of them. They just put a name before it, but they call themselves Caucasian because they come from the Caucasus Mountains, between the Black and the Caspian Sea in South Georgia, Russia. So it says, who is this that cometh from Edom? This is Isaiah 63:1, excuse me, with dyed garments from Basra, being the capital city of Edom. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Talk about the Most High sending the Mashiach Yahushua, who's coming to deliver the children of Israel. He's coming, and he's the one that's mighty to save, through the power of the Most High. It says, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel? Why are your garments red? Why is your clothes red? And thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. This is what they gave us to look at. Like a man stomping on grapes, and all the juice of the grapes go onto their clothes. Say, why is your clothes like this? Say, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger. You hear what he said? He's going to tread them down in his anger, and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. That's what they gave us to look at. So we looking at it. He said he's going to stain all his clothes. Just like somebody stumbled in grapes. That's how their blood going to be upon his garment, he's saying. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. So we just seen that Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob's the beginning of it that followeth. So he says the year of his redeemed, that's the 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel, is come. He said, and I looked, verse 5, and there was none to help. And I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury, that don't sound like no love, my fury, it upheld me, saying, I will tread down the people of Edom. I will tread down the people in mine anger. This ain't talking about no grapes, y'all. He said, I will tread down the people in mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. That's what he's going to do. I mean, you don't have to fight us. We don't have anything to fight. What do we have to fight with? Nothing. We don't have anything. That's why when you look at it for what it is, I mean, who he's going to fight? Who he coming back to do this? Who he's going to do this with? A question. Who is he going to do this with?
It's 8:34.
So what? Oh, you got to speak up. I can't understand you. Somebody said something? Can somebody hear them to be able to say it clearer? Because I can't understand what you're saying.
He's doing it for the elect.
No, I'm saying he's not coming to make war with the elect. I asked you, who is he coming to make war with?
Oh, he's coming to make war with Esau and his people, the people of Esau and Judah.
And these other nations too, because they all with him. He come to make war with the nations.
Yeah. I think if I'm not mistaken, I remember that verse 2 when it's pretty up. And it's the 2/3.
Right. Right.
Can I get that scripture where it reads that Edom's heart is evil and there's no place for him in the kingdom or something like that?
I know he was made for the day of wicked. I know that evil.
I think she's talking about that verse when they said that Esau wouldn't be forgiven. Yeah.
You mean when he cried with tears?
Yeah. Oh, no. It was one, but I think it has to do with him, his heart being so wicked that there's no place in the kingdom, there won't be no place in the kingdom for him or something like that.
Well, I mean, when you look at it, you go through it, I mean, there's no place for him. Really, when you look at the things that they've done, you know what I mean? Look at what all you got to do is look at what they're doing. There's no place for him in the kingdom. He's going to be outside the kingdom. Look, let me show you something. And when you look at, go to Revelations.
Yeah.
And we're going to go into it, Revelation 22, the last book of the Bible. Read verse 7, this is what Mashiach Yahushua said. He said, behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book. And we reading prophecies today. Tonight, we're reading prophecies from the question you asked. Sayings of this book. Jump in verse 12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. So we gotta stay steadfast to what is written, and not deviate. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments. Now they doing his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. Now, right there alone, let's go to Isaiah, the 60th chapter, right? Enter into the gates into the city. That's Jerusalem, New Jerusalem. Into where we're going to have our wealth at. The new IRS. Israelites receiving benefits or services. Listen, Isaiah 60 and 10. Isaiah 60 and 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, talking about the children of Israel, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Because you say you're going to have mercy on Israel. We understand mercy. You see mercy, they told you just now, they're the only neighbor of the Israelites that's not giving any mercy from the Most High. They know this. The elite know this. Just because the average person don't know it, even in their nation, they don't know this. Verse 11 is key. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. Why? They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted. That's what it says. So that's letting you know that our gates going to be open continually to bring all the forces that the Gentiles going to be doing. Just like they working to give their taxes and whatever they're giving to the IRS. We're going to be the new IRS. Ain't going to be no Internal Revenue Service. It's going to be Israelites receiving services. Point blank. So now going back to Revelation 22 and 14, it says, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. See, the Most High made the whole world. We just read it for Israel. The whole world is made for Israel. It ain't made for nobody else. It says, for without are dogs. You see that? For without are dogs. For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. Just that one verse, we can precept that one verse, and it covers everything that they're dealing with. Right now in our time, you can see it. Unless you're just walking around blind. Dogs, I looked that up in the Unger's Bible Dictionary. It says dogs is a name that the Israelites used concerning the Gentiles. You know why? Because their profaneness, and because of homosexuality. That's what they say. Now, we didn't write it. That's what they say in the Unger's Bible Dictionary. UNGER''S Bible Dictionary. Now, let's look at what Hamashiach Yahushua said concerning dogs. Psalms 22:16 first, because David prophesied about it. Psalms 22 and 16. For dogs, this is the name that the Israelites called the Gentiles, have compassed me. The assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. So who pierced Hamashiach Yahushua hands and feet? Who did that? Yeah, the so-called Italian Caucasian Edomites. To be precise, because they were the superpower of the earth when he walked the earth. They the ones did that. He called them dogs. He called this white woman a dog in Mark 7:24 down too. Somebody need to mute your phone. You got a lot of background noise. Because you don't have to say nothing. I mean, why is it that you have to say something? Just mute your phone. Otherwise, I got to mute the whole call. Hit *6. Mark 7:24. And from thence he arose and went into the borders of Tyre and Zidon, and entered into an house, and would have no man know it, but he could not be hid. For a certain woman whose young daughter had an unclean spirit, heard of him, and came and fell at his feet. So she fell at his feet to worship him. This big black man. Who was the woman? The woman was a Greek, a Phoenician by nation. That's where she was living at. And she came to bow down before Mashiach Yahushua because her daughter had an unclean spirit. And she besought him that he would cast forth the devil out of her daughter. So these unclean spirits are called devils. Okay? Here it is. Cast forth the devil out of her daughter. What is this? An unclean spirit. But Mashiach Yahushua said unto her, check out what he said. Let the children first be filled. What children? The children of Israel. For it is not meat, which is not right, to take the children's bread or the children's blessings and to cast it unto the dogs. It ain't say dog, because she there by herself. No, he called them all dogs. Right here, as David prophesied in Psalms 22:16, as we just read. So it ain't right to take our blessing and to cast it unto the dogs. And she answered and said unto him, yes, Hamashiach Yahushua, yet the dogs, so she called all of them dogs, yet the dogs under the table eat of the children's crumbs. The blessings that's left over, the crumbs fall on the floor. That's what they get. That's what she's saying, out of her own mouth. And he said unto her, for this saying, for her admitting that they are dogs, and that the fact that they just get the crumbs that's left of the blessings that Hamashiach Yahushua came to this earth to bless the children of Israel back to the